Brownies. Whether they're chewy or cakey, everybody has a favorite that they like. On today's episode of Versus, we're going to be putting a homemade brownie up against professional brownies that are made by local bakeries. Brownies have a history that goes back to the 1800s where they had an excess of molasses, but it has since changed the recipe. Everybody has a favorite, whether you like the chewy or the cakey. But today, we're going to be trying just a basic chocolate brownie up against a professional's brownie. So let's get to the kitchen. Let's start making our homemade version, and then we will come back here and test them and see which one is the best. So here we are back in the kitchen, and we're going to attempt this homemade brownie recipe. I have all my ingredients for the brownies here, and we're going to start mixing it all up and get it in the oven. So we've got the oven preheating to 325, and we're going to bake these things for about 40 to 45 minutes or until the sides start pulling away from the pan. So let's get to mixing this, and we'll get it in the oven and see how it turns out. Brownies, a classic American treat, have a crazy origin story and were invented by Bertha Palmer in Chicago. From their inception as a boxed lunch treat in the late 1800s to the chocolate fudgy dessert we know today, you'll be surprised by some fun facts in history. The very first Palmer House brownie was created in 1893 at Chicago's Palmer House Hotel for the World's Columbian Exposition at the World's Fair and given out at the Women's Pavilion. All right, so we got this gooey, thick brownie batter mix. We're going to put it in an 8x8 Pyrex, and we're going to grease this pan really good and get it in the oven. By 1906, chocolate brownies were gaining national attention and were even featured in a Sears Roebuck catalog. All right, we're just going to spread this out a little bit. It's really thick, but the recipe said it will be thick. So, all right, so we got that out of the oven. We're gonna have to let it cool for a while so it'll cut nice. But once that happens, we're gonna get in there and put it up against the professional, see how we did. All right, we'll see you in there. Okay, here we are with our brownies. This one is the store-bought one, and this is the one I made. Just visually, the one I made looks a whole lot better. It's real shiny. The inside is soft. This one over here, that's pretty hard, and the inside of it is real dense, real heavy. But let's see how they taste. Now, as I mentioned before, I like the gooey, chewy kind of brownie, but I also like the hard edges that are up against the side of the pan. I enjoy those, and this seems to have that. Man, that's really good. That deep chocolate flavor of it from the cocoa, it really gives a really strong presence, and it's really chewy and soft in the middle, nice and crunchy on the outside. I did put some dark chocolate chips on top of it that melted because this one has chocolate chips on it. So let's try this one. Right off the bat, that was harder to cut with the fork. It tastes fake. That's not good at all. Hold on, I'm trying to chew it. Man, that's really bad. Well, that's a pretty easy one to decide on. If you got the time, make the brownies from scratch. This is really, really good. This store-bought one, I don't know how long ago it was made, but I think even fresh, this wouldn't have stood up because the flavor of it is just so fake, so chemically. So, on this version of Versus, homemade won. And there you have it. Piper's not here today because dogs can't have chocolate. And I wouldn't torture her like that. So, she'll join me on the next one when we do the blueberry muffins. Well guys, I appreciate you coming by. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Drop a comment and let me know what kind of things you want me to pit up against each other. So next episode will be blueberry muffins. And I'm looking forward to that. And so is Caroline because she likes blueberry muffins. All right. Well, thanks for coming by. And we'll see you on the next video.